This is my fancy Kairos account. It is a skin locked account, and that means I can only play brawlers if they have a skin. Additionally, I can only upgrade those brawlers based off of the rarity of the skins I have for those brawlers. My goal is to reach masters in ranked, and this episode is the series finale. I'm giving myself until the end of this season to either succeed at this challenge or fail at this challenge. The series will end when one of those two things happen. Either I will reach masters and be very happy, or I will fail to do so within the allotted time that I have, and well, that would be so depressing. I might cry if that is what happens, because I have worked so hard and I have gotten so much better at the game. In the last episode, I was coached by Mythic, current reigning world champion in Brawl Stars, the Brawl Stars world champion in the world, right? He coached me and gave me everything that I need to work on and improve in order to beat this challenge. It was incredibly insightful. I have learned a lot, but in this episode, we're gonna see if that knowledge will translate into skill or not. We've got more to cover, but I wanna give a huge thank you to Meta Horizon for sponsoring this video. Meta Horizon is a free mobile app that is full of hundreds of community-made games that you can play with other people all over the world. And like I said, it's a mobile app, but you can also play with them in VR, which is fun. Click the link below to download the mobile app now. Now, I wanted to show you guys some of the awesome games that Meta Horizon recently added, because there's something for everyone. Whether you want to be more hardcore or be more casual, Fire and Rescue is a multiplayer game where you fight fires with water guns, and you can upgrade them to put out fires and save buildings from burning down. Kawaii Merge Donuts is a relaxing single-player game where you combine donuts in a jar to make bigger donuts and score as many points as you can before the jar overflows. You can spar with your friends in Superboxing Gym, and there are several different training stations around the gym to help you get stronger so you can have more success when you're in the ring. But my new favorite game is Last Exit. You race against the clock and other players through a series of rooms that each have a puzzle in them, and the only way to get to the next room is by solving the puzzle or making your way through obstacles. They're also working on a really sick multiplayer first-person shooter game called Super Strike. It's currently in beta, but I've been having a lot of fun with it. Seriously though, you want to go check out the Meta Horizon mobile app because there is a game for all types of gamers. So click the link in the description below to download the Meta Horizon app for free. And once again, a huge thank you to Meta Horizon for sponsoring this video. Let me give you a couple of updates as to where we're at right now. So these are my maxed out brawlers. These are my only options that I have. Every other brawler either does not have enough skins or I do not have enough resources to upgrade them and max them out. And so they are essentially useless to me because I have limited resources here. And I even have well, actually, I've got a lot of bling. I could use the bling to choose some brawlers, and I will be choosing one brawler to upgrade because I do have the resources for that. However, right now in the current meta, I would really like that to be Cordelius. Cordelius is actually quite excellent. He could solve a lot of the problems that I've been facing in the current meta, but I can't unlock him. I do not have the gems. This is a free-to-play account, and I'm only allowed to play with randoms, which is proving to be quite difficult. So we are going to be trying to progress just a little bit. We'll open up the star drop and hope for some credits. It's probably not going to be some credits. Okay, that's fine. But I do have a backup plan if I'm not able to unlock Cordelius, another brawler that I think could actually work pretty well in the current meta. I would just really like it to be Cordelius because that would be particularly helpful. Also, I should mention that a lot of these brawlers have been completely useless for a long time, like Shelly, Colt. I'm very rarely playing Barley, Dynamite, Penny. Frank has minimal usage, and Edgar is almost completely useless in this meta. So my competitive options that I'm actually playing include Carl, Gus, B, sometimes Griff, not as much as I used to use him. But then we also have Bonnie, Angelo, Draco, and Mina. I have a long ways to go and only 10 days left to do it. Yeah, there's 14 days left of the season, but I will be out of the country during those last 14 days because I will be watching actual pros compete to try and qualify for the World Championship. Let the succeeding or the failing commence. Today is day 338. I have 9 days left before I have to finish the series. I'm going to show this match here and just talk a little bit about some of the frustrations that I had yesterday. Yesterday was not a good day for pushing. It was really, really not. Honestly, after meeting with Mythic and getting coached through and like performing pretty well and getting better and being just one whole set away from Masters, I felt scared. I felt like I didn't want to play because I was so worried about screwing it up, which is so unfortunate. It's not a great headspace to go into when you're trying to actually like play the best that you can. And the unfortunate thing is that, like, you know, I feel like in this match, I actually played pretty well. I really held my own. I recognized that I needed to try and play into the Cordelius and let, you know, kind of support my teammates and prevent Cordelius from causing issues for them. My teammate went with Chuck, which I don't love Chuck as an option, but, you know, it's okay. The unfortunate thing, though, is that as soon as Chuck gets his posts up, which is the whole point of playing Chuck in Hot Zone, is he takes a little bit of setup, right? You're not going to do well at Chuck until your posts are up. But as soon as he gets it all set up, Byron goes AFK and becomes a bot. And that is just so frustrating because it's like, dude, we just got it set up. Yes, we are losing, but like, why quit right now when we just barely got things set up? It's so frustrating. So obviously we lost this one. And honestly, I'm kind of shocked that people are playing up at Legends 2 or Legendary 2 or getting close up or Legendary 3 and getting up close to Masters, and we still have people who are AFKing, who are rage quitting. It's just shocking to me. Like, there are so many times when you think you're going to lose, but then you as a team kind of come together and pull things up and you're able to win. Super unfortunate and really frustrating. Another thing that I'm just kind of baffled by is people playing brawlers that just are not great for the game mode or the map. We have a Pearl here, and I'm not going to try and pretend like I know everything, but Pearl is not a gem grab brawler. Pearl, if you're going to play Pearl, she's a knockout brawler, a brawler that can like wait and build up her heat and try and charge things up and like be able to assassinate somebody with a good gadget placement and stuff like that. That's why you play Pearl, right? Well, she's also fairly tanky. She can do well. I'm not saying that she's like completely useless or anything like that, but it's just frustrating to have people play a Pearl. They picked Pearl last pick. They could have picked last to try and counter against an enemy Kit, who is incredibly frustrating to play against. And obviously here's what happens is the Kit gets in here, takes out the Pearl. I tried to deal with it, and I'll be honest, I'll own up to the fact that I screwed that up right there. I had every opportunity to be able to get rid of them with my stun gadget, to be able to recharge my super and be able to get rid of them. Not the stun gadget, the stun star power. That was my bad, but picking brawlers that may just immediately put your team at a disadvantage is something else that I'm kind of shocked that people are up at this level, Legendary 2, Legendary 3, and are just picking such bad picks. Okay, I just had to share that. Playing with randoms is so much harder and frustrating. I genuinely think if I had 2 other Legendary 3 players that even if they had never reached Masters, together, I think we would be able to reach Masters easily. The randoms are just frustrating and difficult. And I just wanted to show you how much I fell. I literally lost all of the progress that I made in my coaching session with Semantic, which is really unfortunate. I played 5 matches and I lost 4 of them. Not all to my random's fault. I'm gonna take credit. I'm not a perfect player. I made mistakes. Sometimes we lose because of me. Not most of the time. Like sometimes if we lose, it's because I couldn't carry, not because it was my fault. It's not like I played bad, but you guys get the idea. Anyway, I'm way too nervous right now to play live. So this is probably what I'm going to do. I'm just too nervous and I have so much ground to make up. So I'm going to stop recording and I am going to play off camera because I'm just so much better that way. And it's more important to me than I reach Masters than it is for me to show you guys gameplay live. So I'm sorry about that. I will recap how things go as we go. Today is day 339. It is the next day. Sorry for being a little negative yesterday. I didn't intend on being so negative. It's just really frustrating when you have some wins and some loses and, you know, but I wanted to I made some progress and some good things happen, okay? So I wanted to showcase this match here because I had last pick and I actually went with Penny and it ended up working out really well. They have a Mr. P, they have a Gray, they also have a Bonnie, and I picked Penny to counter the Mr. P, so if porters were coming out, I could use them as splash. But then also I swapped to the cannon barrel. See, look at that. Just great value right there. I actually placed that cannon a little bit too far forward. A Gray countered it by pulling it, which makes a lot of sense. That's actually like pretty good on him. But I really like the barrel. You'll actually see me use the barrel quite a few times to try and counter a few situations. So Bonnie jumps right here. I place down the barrel and then boom, I attacked the barrel and am able to kill her because of that barrel. So I just really wanted to show this match because it was really good draft and a quit or gear placement and stuff like that. Also, near the end here, here, we are in a scary situation, okay? But they're all bunched up right here. I placed down my turret, put it down there. I placed down that barrel to protect myself. He ends up emoting me, and we are able to, I'm just able to squeeze in the kill, grab the blue star, which ends up winning us the tie. Believe me, I was like, yes! Then I wanted to showcase this next match with Draco, where I took a lot of advice from Symantec in my last coaching video on how to play like aggressive brawlers and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm not going to pretend like I did it perfectly, but I took the advice of just like, hey, be annoying, be aggressive, use your super, use your hypercharge afterwards, just keep them pushed back like that and kill them. And it was just so good. Yesterday I was so frustrated. I'm really proud of myself for applying what I was taught. And, you know, I didn't get star player, but I crushed it. Now, I didn't make it all the way back up to where I was, but a little bit of progress is good. Now, it says that I've got 12 days left here. I actually only have 8 days before I leave and am not able to play any longer. But we were able to complete the Pro Pass, so that's really awesome. An upgrade towards this skin for Dynamite, which I'm not going to be using. But we actually have a special event going on right now, this Trick or Treat event, and these boxes are actually pretty solid for the one thing that I care about for this point on is really credits. I would like to unlock Cordelius. I think he could be incredibly useful. Obviously, if we get a cool skin and stuff like that, which we're going to here, then that would be awesome. Oh, I'm so glad I have this. This is going to be useful for some types of situations. It's not the better gadget in my opinion a lot of the times, but sometimes in Bounty, it is going to be useful, okay? And let's see what we got here. Okay, we actually got the Rico skin, which is awesome. But I want to see myself some credits. Got just a little bit of credits there. Man, that's a lot of coins. That's very nice. And I'm actually going to take a little bit each day and use the Sugar Rush to try and get some of these coins so that I can get some credits and hopefully unlock Cordelius before the season ends, which could give me one additional option in the draft and make things just a little bit easier for me. Today is day 340. We have 7 days left, but actually, I miscounted, unfortunately. It's not 7 days left, it's 6 days left, which means that, yeah, I'm actually leaving in 7 days. So I only have 6 days left. I wanted to showcase this match here. I just wanted to talk about as well that having Mina and these other brawlers is just so good. I really love having these additional options. Mina is incredibly useful. Before I had Mina, I tried to ban Lily pretty much as I could, at least in Knockout, because it was just so frustrating to have to lose to a brawler that can just pop it out of nowhere and you have no way to deal with it. Mina has the ability to like escape and run away from the Lily, so she pops up and then boom, Mina's out of there and Lily can't get up to her. Also, she has enough HP. Like right here, I don't know where Lily is, but I assume she's gonna be close, and as soon as she pops out of the Shadow Realm, boom, I can take care of her. Piece of cake. So having these other options just goes so far and actually really goes to show how difficult this fancy or this skin lock series is, because I'm so restricted on the brawlers that I can play. There are so many times when you want to be able to counter a specific brawler and then you look at my current roster of brawlers and I'm like, I can't counter those brawlers. So I'm going to have to go with my best option and just use skill to try and beat them, which is difficult. And you know, you can do it if you're good enough. But the thing is the whole point of this is that I'm not good enough yet. I'm trying to get better, right? But yesterday I was able to catch back up to Legendary 3. So I am back in Legendary 3. And yeah, again, 6 days left. I've got to hit things hard and see if I can't get up there, because people have been telling me, hey, when you hit Legendary 3, that final push to Masters, there's a massive jump in skill. So I've got to reach it like now. Today is day 341. I want to give you a recap of some stuff that happened yesterday and some learnings that I had, as well as some progress, except we've only got 5 days left of this challenge. So for the rest of this episode, I'm not going to show you how close I am to beating Masters, because I don't want to spoil the surprise. Like, you know, if I'm like super far away or if I'm super close, you know, you're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. But today we have some candy. We're going to open these trick boxes up and hope for credits, as many credits as we possibly can. We will take that as well. We actually use B, and so that's actually pretty decent. Obviously some skins would be good, but those credits going towards Cordelius is exactly what we want. We're just getting a little bit closer here. Okay, give us some more. Thank you. That's also really useful for a brawler that we... Wait, no way, no way, no way. Oh. It's not Chester, it's a skin for Chester. That's funny. That's actually really quite funny. Okay, let's open these up here as well. More credits. Give me more credits. Give me more credits. Thank you. That is so great. And we've got one more. We're just getting so close to Cordelius here. And that is so nice because Cordelius would be perfect against some of the counters I've been struggling against. Okay, now we have all of these credits as well. Let's open that. Let's open that. Let's open that. Let's open up some star drops. Hope for some more. Give me credits. Give me credits. Give me credits. Nope. Give me credits. Credits? Even just a little bit. Would it be nice? Nope. Okay, but we'll open up these as well. And we also got some gems. So the gems are also nice because we can use that to finish things up. Okay, now we see, oh, look at that. We are so close. 237 versus 273. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. We might be able to get Cordelius by the end. Whether or not I actually play him high in ranked when I haven't practiced him, I don't know. We'll see. I actually wanted to show this loss right here. First of all, look at that matchup, dude. We're 3 mythics or legendaries against some people that have been pro and whatnot. But let's take a look at this guy who played Buster, okay? I played Mina, and Buster is just so hard for me to play around. I can't get too close or he can deal a lot of damage, and he can pull me back in if I try to run away. It's really tricky. So I try to get in there and do a little bit of damage to them, and I almost get away. I was able to get 1 kill, which ended up working out really, really well. But the thing is here is that I learned in that one interaction, okay, I can't play Mina into Buster. I have to stay away. Well, this guy clearly knows what he's doing. He was the one person who was ranked at a pro level. I don't have experience playing against pro status brawlers. I mean, they're good, right? So that taught me, okay, I can't do this. He clearly drafted Buster after I picked Mina to hard counter me. And now I know, okay, I'm really struggling here. So I have to try and adapt. I ended up losing this here, okay? I tried to play a little bit better and try to, like, you know, avoid Buster and get to Piper, try to get to Mr. P, but he just did such a good job at just sticking to me and staying close to his teammates, so I really could not get anywhere close to them without him getting in there, potentially using a gadget to try and pull. I thought this might be my opportunity right here, so I tried to go up there, but then Piper fell back and went closer to her teammates, and then it was a struggle. So I went in a little bit here, and he threw up the super perfect timing and got rid of me. Just really excellent play. I really admired that from him. And yeah, I lost and it was really hard. But that's the exciting thing about playing ranked is that, like, skilled gameplay can go really, really well. So I learned from that. And I want to show you this match right here, but it doesn't actually have the replay available, dang it. What happened is I picked Bonnie. They picked Charlie to counter Bonnie. Charlie does such a good job at countering Bonnie. And I knew that I couldn't play into the Charlie. And so it was literally me and her changing lanes the whole match to try and deal with the other brawlers and whatnot. And I failed the first round, but the next 2 I actually really adapted well and learned to play against the brawlers that I have better matchups again. That's a skill that honestly I've never really, like, I understand the principle behind it. I've tried to do it a little bit, but I've never done it quite to the ability that this is forcing me to do if I want to win. And I will tell you, Legendary 3 is a step up. It's harder than Legendary 2. It's very clear. And I'm both doing better and worse than I thought that I would in Legendary 3. But we're gonna keep progressing. Today is day 342. We only have 5 days left of this season, or of the series. Oh my gosh, that's crazy to say. This match was a really interesting one. I played Bonnie to try and be a good counter against Kenji. I've recently learned something. I don't know why I never knew this, but when you use Bonnie's Hypercharge super, and a Kenji's on top of you, it stuns not only when she takes off, but also when they land. So Bonnie's actually really excellent at dealing with Kenji, because as soon as Kenji gets on top of you and if you have your Hypercharge, then Kenji can't do anything because he can get stunned immediately if he jumps on you. So here I have my Hypercharge up, and so I'm able to play very well against both Kenji as well as Melody here. Now, I also wanted to talk about the fact that I am, like, never playing Griff. Hardly at all, okay? In fact, I'm almost glad sometimes when my opponents pick Griff. It's interesting because Griff and Edgar were my hard carries very early on in this series, but eventually they've really fallen off and I'm barely ever actually using them. He's actually really good at carrying in those lower ranks, but he seems just too much of a liability against these high mobility brawlers like Kit, Kenji, Mina, Draco. There are so many other ones. Yeah, he can open up the walls to give him a little bit more range and stuff like that, but a lot of the times he just struggles to actually do a decent damage against them. Also, look at this right here. Here's what I was talking about. Kenji jumps on top of me and I stun him on the way up. I stun him on the way down. There's nothing he can do against that. Bonnie has been the MVP near the end of this ranked season. It's been absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Oh, yes. Now, I've been doing a lot of things to try and make this happen, as, like, I've been playing this the best I possibly can. I have been playing for, no joke, 3 to 4 hours a day trying to make this happen. I am giving this my all. I've also been doing other things to try and give myself as much of an advantage as I can. Things like sleeping well, taking enough sleep, having good nutrition, exercising, because studies show that all of these things help you with mental fortitude and your ability to focus. So those are some things that I've been doing. Also, playing against these more skilled opponents has been just giving me such a massive amount of improvement in such a short period of time. It's been really crazy. Yes, it has been very incredibly taxing. I'm mentally exhausted at the end of my pushes. Sometimes my back and my wrist end up hurting from being hunched over at my desk for so long and being so tense and focused. There's a lot of things that, you know, are really taxing on this physically, which is kind of interesting. But being able to practice at a higher level has been just so incredibly helpful. And I have really loved being able to play at my limit. And I just feel like pushing myself. That's been one of the big goals that I've really wanted to do throughout this whole season or series. And pushing myself is absolutely something that I've done, and I have gained immense satisfaction from doing that. Getting better every day and learning so many different things and interactions and stuff like that against the meta brawlers has just been really fantastic, and I've loved that. Now, I know that there are going to be some people, whether or not I beat this challenge or I lose this challenge or fail it, there are going to be people who want me to continue this series. People are going to say, hey, you know, I love the skin locked. I love the interesting, unique spin of having skins actually impacting progression. And, or if I am not able to make it happen, then there's going to be people that say, well, Kairos, you can't just give up. Would you look at that? Yes, I may be picking out the matches that I have star player. I totally understand people wanting me to continue the series, whether or not I win or I fail. Totally get that. I understand why you guys want that. However, I'm just in a position where I'm able to continue this series. Honestly, I feel like my content has kind of been chokeholded for the past year as I've been doing both my free-to-play and my Fancy Kairos series. The Fancy Kairos series has been so fun. I have loved doing it, but it has been the most time-consuming series that I've done, and also has been my least popular series that I've done. It's not as popular as my free-to-play series. It's nowhere near as popular as my pay-to-play series, and my pay-to-play series is going to be happening soon, and I just do not have the time to justify continuing putting more and more time into this, which is unfortunate because I've loved getting better, but me getting better doesn't have to happen on this account. Even if I don't get masters with these account restrictions after having pushed myself so hard, even if that doesn't happen, I still want to continue pushing myself. I also want to utilize my free-to-play series to be able to do so, where I have less restrictions, where I'm able to play with other teammates, don't have to rely on randoms, and can also play a lot more variety of brawlers and have better answers to certain drafts and stuff like that, which has been a massive struggle here, especially when I get the last pick. When I get the last pick, when you're playing competitive draft ranks and you get the last pick, you have one specific job. That job is for you to pay attention to what the enemy brawlers have, figure out what your team's biggest weakness is going to be, and then pick a brawler to fix that problem. There have been too many times in this challenge where I have not been able to do it. I've accurately been able to figure out what the problem is and what we need to address to fix it, but because of my lack of brawler choice, I am not able to actually answer that problem. And that has meant that we have lost matches, and I have been tanking elo for other players because of these restrictions. And honestly, I feel bad. I really do. Like in those situations, I'm the bad random where I didn't draft well and we lost because of me, and I hate that. So being able to push myself and continue getting better on my free-to-play series is absolutely something that I want to continue doing, whether or not I actually succeed or fail in this challenge, which again, I'm making progress, but I'm also not going to give you guys an update until it's done. And we still have 4 days left to go. But before I give you an update tomorrow, I do have some more things to try and help me get Cordelius unlocked. So let's go ahead and try this out here. We're going to go ahead and open this. Give me any credits. There were 0 credits in that. Are you kidding me? But we also have this star drop. This could be credits. Nope. This could be credits. Any credits? Nope. Okay. This could be credits. Come on. Ooh, actually, I'm glad that I have that, but not what I wanted. We also have this credits. Oh my gosh, dude. Whenever you want credits, dude, you don't get them. You don't get them. No. Okay, well, there's credits for sure. We have credits. And then I have this, and then I have this legendary star drop. Give me some credits. I can't believe how unlucky I am getting credits. I do not have enough. I'm just like 20 gems short. It is time. Today is day 346. This is the last day that I have. And I have either beat skin locked or I have failed to beat skin locked. It all ends today. But first, I have one last hope to try and unlock Cordelius. So we've got some boxes here. We just need a few credits left here. Just a little bit. Any sort of credits at all. Okay, there's a little bit of credits in that one. Okay, give me some more credits here. We just need a little bit more. Come on. Okay, a Poco skin. I mean, you gotta end the skin lock series with at least unlocking a skin, right? Okay, a little bit more credits there. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna open this one as well. Oh my gosh, legit was not expecting that. I don't know why, I always forget. Okay, we got like a total of 30 credits there. Is that enough? Well, first we got some gems. So that will help push us. This could be really useful. Just give me some credits. Nope. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, we're freaking 3 gems short. Are you kidding me? Oh, what a waste. I could have upgraded another brawler and used them. That's so funny. I don't know how I missed it. My gem count was backwards. I had 3 extra gems, so I'm actually filming this like way later when I'm actually editing the video, and we're just gonna do it. I have to show me unlocking Cordelius, right? Like I wanted it so bad, so I've got to reopen the account and yeah, open Cordelius. Okay, now before I reveal whether or not I have beaten skin locked, I'm sorry for holding you guys here. It's just like I just got to talk about a few things. I just want to say that I have accomplished literally every single one of my goals for this series, okay? I have become so much better at the game because of it, and I've gained so much personal satisfaction from pushing myself so hard. In fact, I just today actually went and played on my free-to-play account. I hadn't played ranked at all this entire season and went on over a 20-win win streak with 0 losses, getting myself all the way up to, it was almost legendary. So it was like Mythic 3 or something like that before I had my first loss. And that was playing with randoms. Like my ability to carry other people has just improved so significantly, especially against people who aren't at this level right here. This is a Masters ranked match, okay? I think I was the only person in this match right here that was not in Masters at the time. When you actually start getting close to Masters or a new rank or whatever, in order for you to get to that rank, you end up starting to face off against other players who are already in that rank. And those matches, oh my gosh, they were just far and beyond significantly harder than any of the matches that I was playing when it was both myself, my teammates, and all of my opponents were all in legendary. It was just like a night and day difference in terms of difficulty. But it's just crazy when that happens. And that is the best way for you to really get good at the game, is to play against other players that are, you know, kind of at your limit. And I 100% did play at my limit the whole time. And like, it's just, oh man. And I didn't rely on anybody else the entire time, the whole way through. Nobody, like I didn't have teammates or anything like that. Yes, I did have one of the best players in the world give me some coaching, but he wasn't there during this final push to Masters. I took his tips and it helped me learn so much to try and get to this point. But, you know, and massive thank you to him. I don't want to pretend like it wasn't a massive help, because it was a massive help in improving my skill, but I was the one to do it. There were no teammates. I had to push. I had to try and take advantage of, you know, the few brawlers that I have to try and counter every other brawler in the game, because I did not have a maxed out account. It was, yeah, and that's just like what I really enjoyed so much about this skin lock series, was pushing myself, and also the unique system of progression that comes from playing with the skin lock restrictions. It was a super unique challenge, pushed me even further, and made me just so much better. And it just made it super important and careful which brawlers I invest my resources into, and it was just so much fun. But now, and also sorry for not showing you live gameplay. Whenever I play live, I am always not as good as when I don't play live, so I just decided to show you guys replays instead. I know it's kind of lame. Like ultimately, I would have loved to have been able to like show you guys live matches. I would have loved to go on live or on stream and do it live. That would have been really awesome for the final push. But I needed every advantage I could have, because I was just so pushed at my limit, man. This was the hardest thing I've done in Brawl Stars. And now it is time to reveal where I landed. Did I reach Masters or did I not? Either way, Thanks for joining me on this journey. Let's do the big reveal. This is as far as I got. I got up to 7,779 points total out of the 8,250. And it was literally my limit. And it's not even that I just got there once or twice. No, I got up to that point 6 or 7 times. We're talking pushing 4 to 5 hours a day, reaching the highest level and then immediately falling, and then reaching the highest level and then falling again. I didn't even get halfway up to that final push, unfortunately. And it was so clear that there was even another massive skill difference between mine and my opponents whenever I was in a Masters match. In other words, whenever my opponents were in Masters, it was so obvious to me that I was not making it. It was like they saw me coming up and then they were like, bam, get back down there, Kairos. You're not ready for this yet. Like it was a beat down every time. I mean, there were matches that I literally had no idea why I even lost, like, or what I could have done any differently other than choose a different brawler. Like there were times when I was just straight up, I was just like, it has given me a whole new level of respect for anybody that is able to reach Masters, like legitimately, especially if you can do it without teammates. Now, I do think that there are a couple things that could have happened in order for me to have beaten this challenge. If there was a play again button in ranked, genuinely, I think that that could have made things so much better. Yes, I would still be playing with randoms, but just being able to like find some teammates that are also pushing and that are skilled and that I can rely on a little bit more and hitting play again with them, that would have been a huge difference for me. Also, I genuinely think that I could have done this challenge with like another year of collecting brawlers and their skins to improve my competitive roster. I have like, oh man, genuinely think I could have done it, but I have so many other video ideas that I want to make, and this has taken up way too much time already. So even though I love doing this, and I know that many of you guys love the Skinlock series and you want it to continue, I know you want to watch more, but I have to move on. I have to move and start making other content and stuff. That doesn't mean that I'm done trying to push for Masters, okay? I'll talk a little bit more about that later on, but I did want to say that if I were to do this Skinlock challenge all over again, I would allow other Skinlocked accounts to play with me so that I didn't have to just completely rely on randoms. I do have a club full of Skinlock players who have followed these exact same restrictions, and some of them are you know, maybe a little bit better, but none of them are pros. And also, if I were to do this a second time, I would have allowed buying the Brawl Pass and the Pro Pass to speed up progression to let me build up a competitive roster faster. Like I said, this just took way longer than I anticipated it would. I legitimately thought that if I got like a few max out brawlers, then I could really outskill my opponents and beat them. That ended up not being the case. Having a competitive roster of brawlers that you can use to counter specific situations is incredibly important if you want to beat Masters. I genuinely underestimated the importance of a competitive roster and having a lot of brawlers to be able to choose from. Genuinely, like there were times when I was last pick and I had to have an answer to the enemy's draft and I didn't have anything that I could do. And it is so clear how important it is to have a lot of different brawler options in order to, if you want to beat ranked, you have to have a lot of options. You really do. You can't compete with 12 max out brawlers. No, you have to have the best max out brawlers. Unless you are literally like the best like one of the best players in the world. I'm not saying it's impossible for somebody to outskill people, but it definitely helps in a very big way. But I am not giving up on going for Masters though. Even though this is the end of the series, I'm feeling a little bit defeated, but I'm not feeling like crazy defeated, right? I know that I can still do this. I would like to continue going for Masters on my free-to-play account, where I've got way more brawlers to choose from that are maxed out. So many different, and just way more resources, and I'm not restricted completely on like on teammates and stuff like that. I still would like to see how far I can get with randoms, and I would like to really improve just playing with randoms. But if it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, I don't think that what would be a much smoother progression for me to reach Masters would be for me to play with teammates that are a little bit better and that would give me an opportunity to really trust my teammates and learn how to play with a team. And then once I reach Masters with teammates that aren't pros, people aren't carrying me, but people that are around my similar skill level, but then take the skills that I learned from playing with teammates and then adapting that into playing with randoms and trying to make the push alone kind of another time or something like that. Yeah, I didn't beat Masters. I didn't reach it. I didn't accomplish my goal, but I am incredibly proud of what I've accomplished. And it was actually really awesome to take the skills that I got from this challenge and immediately go to the Brawl Stars World Championship Last Chance Qualifier, where I got to compete against Loud creators in a show match on the Brawl Stars Championship stage. Honestly, our opponents actually did like a pretty fantastic job for how much experience they had playing Brawl Stars, but there was a massive skill difference. And seriously, being able to play the Skinlock series with such a limited roster of brawlers was also an enjoyable and difficult challenge. But genuinely, I think I did pretty awesome, all things considered, and I am really thankful to everyone who joined me along this journey. To the people who believed in me, I hope that I didn't let you down too much by failing the challenge. I promise you, I genuinely did my absolute best to make it happen. I mean, I put in work. I didn't time exactly how many hours I put into the season, but it was probably a good 50 to 60 hours of just ranked. Lots of ups and downs, lots of backs and forth. So much time spent learning and trying to get better. Now, to the haters who thought I couldn't make it, you were right. And that's okay. And honestly, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed. You know, it was a little disappointing. I really wanted to win this. I really did. But sometimes you fail in life, and it's not the failures that shape us. It's how we respond to those failures that matter the most. And I'm choosing to move forward with pride in what I have accomplished. And I plan on taking what I have learned and using it to still reach masters on my free-to-play account, where progression actually matters, and spending some time on getting some of these bonus rewards would actually be really awesome. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me along the way. Now that the series is over, I've got some awesome content planned, and I will be starting up my pay-to-play series up again, which is going to be fun. And of course, the push for masters continues on my free-to-play series. So look forward to it. Subscribe so you do not miss it. And thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Here's a playlist with every single episode if you want to watch it back from beginning to end. It's weird. I feel like I'm saying like goodbye. I'm not. I'm making more videos. Just, you know, goodbye to my Skinlocked account. It's been a blast.